This sounds like a complicated development. It is. Sounds like an unprecedented kind of development. It kind of is.
Flagler County Attorney Al Hadid went on to tell the commission that the sole holdout property owner, Cynthia D'Angolini, that was stopping the Army Corps of Engineers Beach Renourishment Project from moving forward, had filed for bankruptcy in 2019. The clincher, she did not include those two properties in her filing. She was discharged of her duties by bankruptcy court, but because she didn't include those parcels, the case remains open. That's giving the county some latitude to get the permission it needs for the project to move forward, whether D'Angolini agrees or not.
So what does that mean for us? Well, now we'll be dealing through the bankruptcy process in getting the property interest that we need. So exactly how that's going to occur, this is still unfolding. The other part was that we also decided to have us intervene into the case. We filed on Sunday our notice of appearance in the case to protect and assert our interests.
Flagler County Commissioner Greg Hansen called the developments troubling.
We have operated in good faith throughout, and we've tried to meet all our demands. So whether she knew or didn't know about this issue, she did file bankruptcy. Was she scamming us all along? It was clear to me as it got closer and closer, all she wanted was cash. She wanted money. I mean, is she trying to use this to get out of bankruptcy?
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. The Florida House of Representatives has a new speaker, and he represents Flagler County.
The new speaker is 19th District Representative Paul Renner. He has already set priorities for the new legislative session.
First up, obviously we had a hurricane, and so we're dealing with the after effects of that. So that's an immediate priority. Right behind that is what everybody's suffering, which is the cost of living and inflation. And the irresponsibility out of Washington, D.C. is more than we can overcome. But what we will do in Florida is look for ways to help lower people's cost of living, meaning some tax relief. It means trying to make housing more affordable.
Another priority is the high cost of fuels.
ESG is creating a politically induced energy crisis, and we're on the front end of that, and it will get worse and worse because part of this movement is to completely shut down any form of fossil fuels before we can reasonably get to a clean energy future. I would love if I had a magic wand to get there tomorrow, but you can't shut down America's energy independence and not expect to have catastrophic results.
Renner will be speaker through 2024. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
A suspected criminal's attempt to change the vehicle identification number on his motorcycle backfired.
A motorcycle gang member, Robert Wilson, was arrested by the Flagler County Sheriff's Office over a month ago for fleeing a traffic stop. Now faces more charges after detectives determined that he altered the vehicle identification numbers on the engine of the motorcycle he used, attempting to flee from law enforcement. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
Not only did we capture him when he ran out of gas on his motorcycle, but we continued the investigation and determined that he had fraudulently financed the vehicle and moved motorcycle park from one motorcycle to another.
Wilson, a known member of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, is now being held on a $29,500 bond. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
What is HIV?
Flagler County Medical Director Dr. Stephen Bickle says that HIV has changed over the years.
HIV is a chronic infection. It can't be cured, but it can be controlled.
Dr. Bickle said that much of what people think of HIV comes from many years ago.
A lot of the thinking that people have about HIV came from the AIDS era, when everybody with HIV ended up terminally, with AIDS because there was no treatment for it.
Bickle said that has changed, and there are treatments for HIV. He said that about 1 million people in the United States are living with HIV. Flagler Health Matters is on the radio on Saturday mornings at 11:30 and on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, Dr. Bickle talks about how easy the treatment is for HIV. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.